It is Friday, December 2nd. I'm Marvin Hurst with KENS 5 News Now. The San Antonio police officer fired for shooting at two teens at a McDonald's parking lot has now been indicted. A grand jury came back with 3 charges against James Brennan. He's facing 2 counts of aggravated assault by a public servant for shooting at Erik Cantu and his passenger. The grand jury also came back with attempted murder. That's a big one. If found guilty, the ex-policeman who's out of jail on bond today is facing serious time in prison. The news comes more than a week after Erik Cantu left his hospital bed and returned home to his parents. The DA tells us a tentative trial date has been set for February. KENS 5 did reach out to Brennan's attorney, but so far we have not heard back. The city of Uvalde is suing their district attorney. The city accuses Christina Mitchell of blocking, quote, the city's ability to obtain critical information regarding the law enforcement response at Robb Elementary. So the lawsuit is asking a judge to release all relevant investigation matters to its independent investigator, and that investigator will sign a non-disclosure agreement. We've also learned from our sister station in Austin that a group of lawmakers got information from that confidential case by signing an NDA with the Texas Department of Public Service. Some lawmakers say that they needed that information to help investigate the shooting and to draft legislation. There's a new proposition in City Council that could mean no more horse-drawn carriages here in San Antonio. City Council members Jalen McKee Rodriguez and Phyllis Villagrán want to come up with a plan to phase out this practice. They say animal cruelty and harm to the environment justify the change. Marty Irby, the executive director of Animal Wellness Action, is pushing for the bans in all major cities. But Stephanie Garcia, who manages 30 workers with Yellow Rose and HRH Carriage, says the reasoning simply isn't true.
Lifelong horseman, so I know a lot about the biomechanics and the biology of horses, and they're really not suited to walk around on asphalt every day.
These horses are treated like royalty. My horses have a chiropractor, a dentist, a specialist farrier. They have specialist vets. I have several vets if I need them. They're inspected 3 times a year. They go into a pasture every day.
So city officials say a press conference is planned for next week where council members will go into more detail about their proposal. Supporters want to put this up for a vote. Meanwhile, Cavalry Group started a petition to keep these horses downtown. We have more information on this on KENS5.com. We have an update on that massive fire that destroyed the Flying J Travel Center near I-10 and Foster Road on yesterday. This morning, the parent company of that truck stop, Pilot, says they are planning to rebuild. That fire started in the kitchen of the Denny's attached to the building. The building was so badly damaged, Fire Chief Charles Hood says that they're still trying to figure out what caused the fire. Travelers told us that they miss one of their favorite stops to fuel up. President Biden says he will sign legislation to prevent a nationwide rail strike as soon as it hits its desk. The Senate voted 80-15 on Thursday. Biden binding rail companies, I should say, to a deal that was negotiated in September. Several unions rejected the plan, but Congress has the power to resolve labor disputes involving the nation's railroads.
Workers voted down, and Biden says, here, now go force it down their throats and use federal law. I think that's a bad deal.
The settlement raises wages, but stops short of giving employees 7 days of paid sick leave, leaving some union members and lawmakers upset. So the president has vowed to continue to fight for paid sick leave, not just for rail employees, but for all American workers. We found out that more than 20% of U.S. workers don't have paid sick days, according to government data. So a growing number of states, counties, and cities mandated the benefit in recent years, but the absence of a federal standard set has the U.S. set apart from most industrialized nations. Transportation Secretary says there is an ongoing conversation about how to get workers and business owners the support they need. Traditionally, the GOP has said mandatory paid leave would be too hard on businesses that simply can't afford it. Children's clothing manufactured by Bentex is being recalled because of lead. The clothing set features Disney characters and it was sold at TJ Maxx, Ross, Burlington, and other retail stores nationwide. So the Consumer Product Safety Commission says that the sets have levels of lead that exceed federal limits, which could pose a lead poisoning hazard. The maker Bentex encourages customers to stop using those clothing and to contact the company. UTSA heading to the Alamo Dome for the Conference USA Championship tonight. The Roadrunners are calling it the most important home football game in their program's history. They are facing off against the North Texas Mean Green tonight at 6:30. They'll be riding a 9-game winning streak and they're hoping to make it 10. Massive crowd expected to be on hand at the Alamo Dome. So there are lots of ways for you to get there if you don't want to park at the Dome. Of course, we've got all of those options for you on KENS5.com. Teresa, how's the weather going to be down there tonight?
Well, Marvin, it's looking pretty good. A little bit mild out there. You know, we started in the 50s, but temperatures are going to warm up at 65 degrees as we get to noon. And as we go through the rest of the day for this afternoon, partly cloudy skies, so we will see the sun start to appear. And we're going to have warm temperatures close to 70 degrees by later this afternoon.
And thank you so much for joining us here on KENS 5 Now. If you want more news, weather, sports, it's all on KENS5.com. All you have to do is log on or download our app. Thank you for joining us for a magnificent week, and you have a fantastic weekend.